Hey everyone, Ari Mapur here, and today we're going to show you how to automate your design review. That's right, we're going to have an AI agent secretary basically taking notes and then taking all the action items from your design review that you're going to be doing on your PCB, your schematic, everything, and then create automatic tickets for you in your ticket tracking system. So get everything up and running, get your computer up and running. We actually don't need hardware this time. So join me and let's get started. Okay, so I don't want to belabor this because we're going to go straight into the design review, but a quick overview of what this project is. So this is called Open Recap. I call it, it's an open source recap service that's really just super lightweight, built on top of OpenAI Whisper, which is a repository that basically uses your GPU or your CPU to essentially do transcriptions of videos. You get this for free when you sign up for like Premiere recording software that you use for your different meetings, different companies, different recording things. They usually come with transcriptions if you have a paid service. This is essentially if you want to record yourself or you want to do some sort of recording on your desktop and you want to maybe record a design review yourself, or you don't have a paid subscription that gives you transcription. So this will do all of that for you. Free alternative, uses, again, your CPU, GPU to do the transcriptions. Transcriptions are not like 100% bulletproof, but they're pretty good. OpenAI Whisper is pretty good, especially for the turbo model. If you have a larger GPU, you can use their like super uber large model, and it's even better. So I basically built this on top of that. You can pull this, run pip install E. You'll also need ffmpeg. All of the instructions here, the README, everything's here. So you'll need to clone this repo and then install it using pip. This is all in Python. It's super lightweight. And then you can dive into Claude Code or whatever you want in order to start running this. So we'll do the design review next, and then we'll dive into this. Okay, so we're going to do a basic kind of review that we would normally do, both the schematic capture and the PCB layout. Normally when you do a design review, you'll do schematic first and then good to place, and then you'll do placement, and then you'll do another review for routing and all of that. We're going to kind of consolidate that, condense that into a couple stages. This will be like the final review, let's say, just to do some sanity checks. And I'm going to go through it kind of fast. I don't want to belabor it. This is for my Kiln controller Raspberry Pi hat. So it's a pretty simple design, some very basic stuff. Don't laugh at some of my layout. This was done in a big rush, and I kind of hacked it together quite some time ago. So we're starting right now on the schematic page. There's only one schematic page. This is top.sch doc. And over here we have a bunch of different components. If you see over here, there's the AC power in. This component, I want to remove this component. So this is already one to-do action that I'm writing down right now, mentally in my head. One to-do action, I want to get rid of AC power in. I decided that in my version A of this board, I really don't want 240 volts going into my Raspberry Pi hat. This is a controller that basically controls the solid state relays in my Kiln, and also reads the temperature. So based upon that and the application that runs on the Raspberry Pi, it essentially controls the Kiln just like a reflow oven. So it turns on and off the solid state relays, and then controls the Kiln to heat based upon the profile that you're looking for. So okay, so in my schematic review, I've decided I want to get rid of the AC power in. I just want 5-volt power. And so we'll get rid of AC power in. That's the first thing. The thermocouple was good. Maybe we want to have, well, you know what? We're good with the thermocouple control for right now. This is good. The 5-volt power in, I'm going to keep this connector, so that's fine. The solid state relay output, this was okay. I think actually the component might have been wrong. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, we'll get to the BOM stuff. But so far on the schematic side, we just have one change that I want to do. I want to remove all of the AC power in. Okay, and if you look at there for different variants, we have a variant for the Raspberry Pi Zero. It's the smaller board that doesn't have AC power in at all, but still, I just want to get rid of it. Okay, so AC power in, that's item number 1 on the checklist over here. And the connector is also okay. I'm okay with all of this for now. I might want to do some future iterations. Let's go to the layout. So I have 2 implementations. I have the layout for the full Raspberry Pi with this power in. You can't see the 3D rendered part here. I'm missing some of the 3D parts, but this whole power supply piece is going to go. And on the Raspberry Pi Zero side, this will stay the same. So this is the connector for the thermocouple, and that worked out nicely. I found the right component online, and everything else we're just going to kind of keep the same. So again, on the layout side, everything stays the same. We just want to remove, from the schematic side, our to-do item there was to remove the power in. So the AC to DC converter, we want to get rid of that. Okay, so that's item number 1. Okay, item number 2, great. So if we go to the BOM doc, so the active BOM, you can see there are components here. They are up to date. They're fine for the health is fine. So they're not, they're recommended for new designs. They're okay. But as you can see here, there are a bunch of components that are not, that don't have manufacturer part information. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we had 1 to-do action. Remember, we had 1 to-do action on removing the AC to DC power converter. So we're going to remove that component. And then I have these five line items. One of them has 2, but these 5 line items need manufacturer part number. So they need all the of the component information. So the ceramic capacitor, the NPN silicon. So this, I was using a 2N2222, but maybe I want to change that. The ceramic, another ceramic capacitor, cold junction, and then the thick fill, the thermocouple component, the thermocouple chip actually, and the resistor over here, the 1210 10K ohm resistor. There are 2 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components. Okay, these are the designators over here. So 5 components we'll need in our to-do action to enumerate all of those components with the designator and the description. So 2 final to-do items. 1, remove the AC to DC converter. That was in our schematic. And then the second one is enumerate all of these 5 components with their designators and the description to basically tell us that we need to get manufacturer part number information so they can show up in the active BOM. Okay, so this concludes our kind of ad hoc review, and we'll see how this goes next. Okay, so there are a few different ways that I could transcribe my design review. I could do this manually, running the Python command. So I've actually done a pip install. So I've cloned the repository. If you see over here, I'll do a git remote v, and you'll see that this is a GitHub repository. I've cloned this repository, and I can do a pip install dot, or if you want to modify the repository itself, you can track the changes by doing pip install -e. So I've already installed this, so I can just call open recap help, and it will give me the help, of what I can do. So in this case, I have a path for the design review. It would be, so I would do this, open recap, and then do that, and then this. So I'm going to run this for a little while. So this is going to run. So loading the turbo. Okay, so while that's running, I've also pulled in Claude Code, I've pulled in my ability to load the skills. So I'll say something like, this repository that I cloned has some skills. Tell me about them. So this is something that I can use with Claude Code, and it will tell me all the different kind of like skills that it can do. So I can say, okay, well, you'll see in a minute. One is doing what I just did right there with the transcription. I can just say go transcribe, and it knows exactly what command and how to do that. So I could do, I could do transcribe and then the path. But I can also do extract frames, or I can just reference that. So I say something like, okay, I did a design review and we had a bunch of action items. I need those action items captured with the screenshots as well, so you can extract every single minor detail. Those details will then be reviewed by me, i.e. the action items. Okay. After that, I will have you create Jira tickets for those action items. So we're going to take it in several stages, just because I want to show you the process. This could obviously be a one-shot prompt later, but I think it's really important just to go kind of step by step. So I said I did a design review, and we had a bunch of action items. I need those action items captured with the screenshots as well, so you can extract every single minor detail. Okay, those details will then be reviewed by me. After that, I will have you create Jira tickets for those action items. Okay, so in the meantime, this guy is transcribing. So this is going to take a little bit of time, because this is using Whisper AI. It's from OpenAI. I'm using the Whisper model, so it's using my GPU right now to transcribe. So let's give that a minute and then come back, and we will run this action as well. Okay, so now we've completed the transcription, and I'm going to give it the file path of the transcripts can be found nested in here. Okay, so this is, again, we're gonna kind of work through this slowly, but I have this Jira set up over here. So I've hooked up the MCP tool to talk to my Jira servers. I'm also running in YOLO mode. So again, always be careful. If you don't know what you're doing, you should always ask permissions for everything that you do. Pretty comfortable with Claude. I have a lot of different sandboxes and things like that in place. So just again, word of caution there. So, okay, so now it's getting all the timestamps. It's doing all of that. And it is hopefully going to use the extract frames skill. It should. And as you can see over here, it ran these commands. Make sure you are loading the extract frames skill as well, please. Okay, so just in case. Oh, yeah, see, now I'll extract the frames. But, okay. Let's just make sure, we want to make sure that it's utilizing the skill, although I'm pretty sure it did. So this is also going to take a little bit of time, but what it's going to do is, as you see over here, extracted at these time and place, it's going to see skill. So it's using these skills. So at these times and place, it's going to basically seek to that position to sync up. Yeah, here we go. To sync up with my speech, and it's going to snapshot so we can get like context of whatever I was talking about. So let's first see. Okay, so the skill name uses an underscore format. Okay, let me proceed directly. I follow the skills methodology, and now it's going to get a detailed picture. This is going to take a while. So as you can see over here, it's taking these snapshots. So the active bomb, that's good. And it took pictures, of the PCBs, of the schematics. Here's me with some funny faces. Okay, so now it's going to try to reconcile all of the details of the position that it seek to, the context of what I spoke of. So taking the full transcription, okay, then taking that exact time and place where I spoke and trying to cross-correlate that with the details that it sees in the picture. Based upon those things, again, the context of the whole discussion, the whole transcription, the few sentences that I spoke in that moment, and the picture, it's going to try to fill in the details of creating issues here. So let's see how well it did, okay? Here is action item 1. Oh, it's so great. Okay, here's action item 1. Remove AC power in AC to DC converter. identified at this point in time, schematic context, layout, full, RPI. Okay, so all of this, scope change, schematic. Okay, action 2, add manufacturer part numbers for those 5 BOM lines. And look at this, it was able to strip out, some of the description because I didn't have the full thing. Okay, all of this, frame saved over here. Great, let's create these 2 tickets in the OC Jira project. Okay, so now it's going to create the tickets. I don't think the MCP tool has the ability to upload pictures. I've tried this in the past. I haven't had so much success. So usually I'll just say, I'm sure that'll get better or that'll change very soon. Or you can add a skill to say use the API, like a curl API to do that, and it'll do that. But what I'll just do is I'll maybe have it give me the file locations and say, okay, and then I say, oh, well, which images should I attach to the tickets? And then it'll say, okay, attach these tickets. So let's see, after it creates the ticket, we will go. So as you can see over here, I also have like all the pictures and the frames. Oh, it's so great. Okay, so now let's go here. I think, okay, I see 1 ticket. I'll create both tickets simultaneously. It's creating another one. So let's just go look at this in the meantime. Okay. Here we go. Okay, background identified during review of the Kiln version A of the board will not route 240 volts onto the hat. Only 5 volt power is needed. Okay, so remove the AC power in. The context is not like super awesome. I was using a turbo model also. Like I'm not using transcription and some super awesome cloud service. Like this is all happening natively. If you're using different tools online, there are plenty of tools that do exactly what I'm talking about for pay, and they probably have better transcriptions than I do, but hey, this was free, and I did get to use Claude Code with it. So Raspberry Pi Zero variant already omits this section. Okay, so then there's the acceptance criteria. Super awesome. Okay, now let's look at the other tickets. Add manufacturer part number for 5 components. Look at all these components. Fantastic. Okay, now I don't think it's going to be able to post the pictures, but can you attach the images? No, I don't think so. But this is still super duper awesome. And then I can go and manually, attach it or go and, retrieve the BOM and get the actual line items and the part numbers. But this is pretty awesome. Look, I got the designators right here, R1, R2, U1, C2. I don't know what or similar means. Q1. And this is, again, all extracted from just a screenshot of a video that I was taking. Okay. And then it says, yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that, but here's the location. Here are the exact files that you need to attach, all of this. So here, action 1, if I grab, let's see, they want 61 seconds. Action 1, 60, oh, just for fun. 61 seconds. And action 1 layout 200, I'll just do action 1 here. Action 1, we'll go to action 1, and then we will attach the image here. Okay, great. So, look, is it perfect? No. Is it like 100% automated? No. I bet you can figure this out with some sort of curl request and add it to a skill, but that is pretty awesome for free. Again, you can use Claude Code, you can use Codex CLI, you can use Cursor, you can use, anything you want. And I thought this was super awesome. I really wanted to share this with everybody. So, happy hunting. So today we looked at the OpenAI Whisper project. We took that, built a small veneer on top to be able to take our design review videos that we had, transcribe it using that project, and then link up with different Claude skills, link that up using FFmpeg to seek to those positions and grab screenshots of exactly what we were showing on screen while we were doing our design review for our schematic, our PCB, our BOM. And after all of that, we were able to get all the perfect context to then create really well-articulated tickets that we can then put into our ticketing system. In this case, I was using Jira. If you enjoyed this video, please check out the rest of the videos in this channel, hit that subscribe button, and definitely hit that like button. Thanks for watching.